Welcome to Soul, Light, and Body. Happy Monday to all of you beautiful people. It's a brand new week we just entered, and I hope that each one of you remembering to give gratitude every day. Make sure you write in your journal the things that you're grateful for, the experiences that you're grateful for, because they all shaped us and they all help us to grow and to evolve. We are here once again, and we need to give thanks because we're given that opportunity to make changes with our lives. Look around your closet, look around your home. If there are things that you're not using, donate it. Give it to some charity that someone else can make uses of it. We're coming down to the end of the year, and if there's clutter that is within your home, start working on that. And also start to work on the clutter within. So by the time you meet on the last day of this year, you could able to move into 2023 being free and moving forward with a goal in mind. Today we have such a beautiful guest, Tom Hudson, and he's here today to help us to understand self-development and growth. Self-development and growth. He will outline a lot of tools for us. So grab your journal, get a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, your green juice or whatever. Just sit, relax, and just listen to Tom today, because there's a lot of things that he's here to tell us today and to help us along our journey. I'm Karen Pascal, holistic health and wellness coach, and a co-author of 2 ebooks with my sister, Joan Williams. I'll now hand you over to Miss Joan Williams. Joan?
Hi, thank you so much, Karen. And happy Monday to all of you. Hope you had a great weekend. And we know we're winding down to 2022. And at the beginning of 2022, maybe you had a lot of goals, lofty goals that you thought that you could have completed by now. But, time moves and everything. So today, just pick 1, 2, or 3 goals that you think you can manage. And as we always talk about the measurable, the SMART goals, and look at them and see if it's specific, like to suit the time frame before 2022 is concluded, and if it's measurable, if it's achievable, if it's relevant, and then put a time on that so that you can conclude 2022 strong, empowered, fulfilled, so that you can move into 2023 feeling great about your accomplishment. And then now you can reset the new goals for 23 so that you can move forward and live your best self. And take time for yourself. Step out in nature. It's a great time of year. The trees the colors are so beautiful. Enjoy that beauty. Look around in your environment, maybe once or twice a day, and just be thankful for the beauty that you are surrounded by, and just show gratitude, because there is power in that as well.
Mm-hmm.
There is power in that. And the thing is that you can write down all the things you're grateful for, all the beauty that you are surrounded by. Yes, sometimes there are some things that we don't like, but let's focus on the good. Let's focus on our strength so that we can totally together, come together, and finish strong for 2022. My name is Joan Williams, holistic health and wellness coach, and we have amazing guests today because he's gonna really, actually, it's a really good time for him coming in and speaking to us now so that we can move through the year to conclude it very strong because he's going to talk about growth, he's going to talk about self development, and all those tools and all those tips and bring clarity to that so that we can really do well. His name is Tom Hudson, and holistic health and wellness coach, and has so much of value to share with us today. So, Tom, welcome to the show.
Joan, Karen, thank you very much for having me on. Very good intro there from both of you. I think that was fantastic. And hello to everyone that's watching. I really appreciate being given this platform to share with you guys, delve into, as you said, about self-development and growth. I think there's so much to it. And we are truly, we have unlimited potential that we can all unlock ourselves. And I think it's key that we all realise our own self-worth. And that's why I'm on this platform, hopefully to share with you guys and the viewers and listeners and give them some good input, just to show them a few key principles, ideas and tips that they can utilise every day. And hopefully this will help to transform their life, to put them on the right path towards progress and development. So hopefully.
Thank you. Tell us how you got here.
So, funnily enough, how I got to meet you guys, or how I got to be on the coach, because you guys, we met on an audio event on LinkedIn, which was fantastic. We got a chance to talk and share ideas. In terms of my own personal path coming here, was around, I suppose, the best, simplest way I can put it is I grew up with really quite severe body dysphoria. So I was really body conscious as a child at primary school all the way through high school. I was typically smaller than most of the other people I grew up with. I was carrying fat as a child, and it really got to the point where I'd be running to my room and doing ridiculous sit-ups and stuff to try and change it, thinking it'd change the way I appeared all of a sudden. And it just sort of it developed this sort of real I don't know how to, an inferiority complex within myself. And then as I got through towards being able to legally go and train in gyms, I went and instantly did that. And it was like a drug. It literally gave me so much passion and guidance towards health and fitness. It guided me into weight training. It guided me to boxing, into mixed martial arts. And all these sort of pieces of this puzzle started building together that really started highlighting to me the key principle of just this self-development, of investing into your own personal growth, your own personal well-being. And eventually it became to the point whereby the absolute opposite of having severe body dysphoria to the confidence to be able to walk around getting changed, looking at myself in the mirror and not feeling body conscious. It was like so liberating. And then it transferred into me coaching. It's transferred into continually wanting to chase more. I actually live for learning things every day. Every day I aim to learn something new. Every day I aim to apply it in my life. Every day I aim to apply it in my client's life. So, and there's so much power in it. Literally, if I could go back 10 years and start this so much earlier, 100%, I'd have implemented this whole mindset, even back when I was at school with the problems I had, because I found it's given me so much clarity and so much drive to now chase this, as I call it, this limitless potential we all have inside us. So, and I've got some slides that I've made obviously for this chat as well. So hopefully we'll get to go through them and talk through them. But there's just this innate power in all of us that lies dormant, and all it takes is us to recognise, when we find the key to unlock it, that we can really do anything we put our minds to, which is massive. It really is massive.
It's great that you said that, because I think we all struggle sometime in our life to age and to develop, and you're going to able to help us and guide us through this process. What is your greatest self-limited belief, and how did you overcome it? Is that
So my greatest self-limiting belief was I always relied too much, expecting answers and progress to come from an external source. I was blaming everybody else by myself. And I think this is something that we all do. It's in to highlight what you've just said, we are surrounded by so much negativity. We are surrounded by so much, bad news. I mean, one of the biggest tips I give to myself and my clients is I don't watch the news. I have no interest in it because what's in it, I can't do anything about or change. And two, it just fills my day off to a terrible start because it's just bad news. There's no need for it. I don't need that sort of poisoning and toxicity to be in my life. And as you've said, it's the same principle of me realizing, okay, the answer to the questions that I want won't come to me. I need to go and find them. I have to go and find them myself. So that's why this continual path of me investing in my health, investing in my mental health, investing in my education, investing in personal development. They're not all monetary things. They all are part of it, but it's all about dedicating time to it and really starting to invest in your own growth and your own development. And I found that now that this has sort of been a barrier I've moved past, that I've hit so many new highs in my life, and the appreciation I have for small things such as spending time with the family, being able to go and wake up every day with good health, being able to go and train, being able to progress myself by learning something new each and every day. Such small things that we all take for granted, but they are probably some of the best things that we have, especially health. Without health, we have nothing. We have
so?
nothing without it.
That's so true. I like how you talked a part about investing in yourself, because if we want to see the growth, if we want to
Yeah,
see this development, then the first thing we have to do is start working on ourselves, investing in ourselves, and then gradually we'll be able to see that change.
yeah.
Correct?
Absolutely. I mean, it's in one of the slides, but obviously I mentioned about the mighty oak lies dormant in the acorn. And when you compare the size comparison of the potential that's in the actual acorn itself and what it leads to is massive. Okay, this is the thing. Expecting, as I've mentioned, expecting someone to come in, like especially myself, with self-conscious body image issues. No one could change that for me. No one would be able to change it for me. The only person that could was myself. And just being able to realize, I mean, especially one thing that I got into, which I said was the mixed martial arts and boxing, was the liberating feeling of going in and being able to take, this is going to sound really mad, but taking a punch and realize I wasn't made of glass. I didn't break. That sort of like really started to unlock my true character and develop this, okay, what more is there to find? Okay, what more can I start to do? And then this is how the path sort of led me from, I've seen the wonders it did for myself. How can I help other people? So this is what drove me down this path of now wanting to learn something new every day to be able to offer it to my clients, to people I know, people that I want to help. So this is why it led me on to self-development and chasing growth, because this is something that no one can do for you. This is all on you. You do this yourself, and there's no time limit on it. There's no restriction to how fast you need to do it. It's literally all just focused around you keep chipping away at making, even if it's 0.01% a day, that's all that matters. Progress is progress forward at the end of the day. So we take big steps sometimes, or we take minimal steps. Irrespective, them small steps really, really do count. And that's what's led me here to obviously bring me to the platform with you ladies. And I'm so grateful for being here. So the slides that are on the screen, hopefully I'll be able to go through them, talk to the people, and just give them some insight as to what it's all about, a bit of a visual representation. So obviously that's me there. I like basically creating my own quotes. Okay, and it sounds crazy, but I really, really aspire to get into my literature, my writing, and put down my own thoughts of how I rationale what I think and how I present myself into like a visual representation. So that's one of my quotes is, you are the architect of your body, build it to last a lifetime, which is exactly something I embody every day, in and out. And I tell everyone to do: invest time into basically leading an active and healthy lifestyle. It is one of the best health promoting benefits that you can do for longevity on this earth, irrespective of what anyone says. If you have a luxury car and you look after it, have it serviced often, invest time into mechanics looking after it, keeping it clean, that car will probably last you for the rest of your life. It's exactly the same with your body. So it's a key principle that I like to drive home to people. So what is self-development? Self-development refers to the process of enhancing one's own ability to function effectively in society. This can be accomplished through a variety of means, such as I've mentioned: education, training, personal growth experiences. The goal of self-development is to improve one's overall well-being and quality of life. Again, this is the journey of being like a sole investor in yourself, your own health, your own well-being. External people can contribute, absolutely. If you surround yourself with good, positive driven people that support you and push you forward, that will only just help you progress faster. You don't want to surround yourself with what we call anchors, people that hold you back and weigh everything down. We just want positivity. You know, positivity feeds positivity, and it's like a chain reaction. It's what we all thrive on, and everyone knows that it's so much better to be around that kind of energy than anything that tends to not agree with us or is toxic. So absolutely. So it's exactly as I mentioned. It's like planting a seed. Just as a seed needs the right conditions to grow, sunlight, water, and nutrients, so do we. So this is exactly the principle of following an active lifestyle, feeding the body well, taking time for meditation and self-reflection. All these take time and help us lead to basically our highest potential. So, and the beautiful thing is, there is no, as I've mentioned, there's no timeline on this. We're not aiming to do it within weeks, months. This is something that we continually do for the rest of our lives. I always like to walk around and say every day is a school day. And if you can learn something, just one thing every day, something, even if it's minor or major, but it's made an impact, write it down. It's something I've been doing so often recently. Write it down in your journal, write it down and, pin it. Or at the end of the day, when you write in your journal of how your day's been, absolutely write it down. Things that you're grateful for, cement it in. Build these good positive foundations in your life, and they will come back to you tenfold, 100%. Use what's useful and discard what isn't. It's one of the major principles. So, how is it achieved? So, as I mentioned earlier, from my own personal experience, I was unhappy with myself. I was unhappy in my own body. I was unhappy in general. And I wanted to be in a better position financially, physically, mentally, and I expected it just to muster itself in front of me. Like one day I wake up and that'd be it. And obviously realism hits and you go, that's not going to happen. Okay, I have to be accountable for my own actions, my own path, my own progress. And it's like an awakening. You sort of sit there and go, okay, right. You've looked at yourself in the mirror and you've gone, we're not where we want to be, but we're going to get there. And it's exactly, I'm not saying I'm there yet, but I'm damn well on the journey. And at the minute, I'm really enjoying the journey. The destination will come at some point. As and when that is, doesn't matter. To me, if I'm enjoying the journey, I'll stick with it so much better than just focus on a destination, on a journey I'm not enjoying. There's a saying, I think it goes, the man who enjoys walking will walk further than the man who's going for a destination. And it's true. It's so true. So yeah, not the case expecting to fall into my lap. So you are accountable for all your successes and failures in life. There's absolutely no argument with that. And without risk, there is no reward. So it's like taking the leap of faith. And when people sit there and think, oh, well, the leap's quite scary. Absolutely. If it isn't scaring you, then it's probably not the right leap. You've got to be able to take these risks in life. And I always like to now say that there's either success or failure, but failure doesn't really come into it if experience was gained and a lesson was learned. Because at the end of the day, you learn so much through not through failure, but through the experience, and you've learned where you went wrong and how to actually next time not go wrong. So you should never count a failure as a loss if you gain experience from it and it taught you a lesson of not to repeat the same mistake or same misstep. There's so much to that. And if you look at every other successful person that's ever lived, they've all been so passionate about learn to double your failure rate because you learn so much in that area. And it's true. If you went through life with nothing but success and everything went your way, and then the one day it didn't, it would crumble people. It would crumble people because they're not used to that feeling of having to learn and grow from misfortune or literally just from like a minor inconvenience. And it's such a strong position to understand that you are not alone when you make mistakes. Everyone on this planet makes mistakes. And the best example is Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison, who invented the world's first incandescent lamp. It took him over 10,000 attempts. Now, if I was to sit here and ask most people when they try something and they fail 2-3 times, and they'd have enough, they'd stop. And this is it. So 10,000, more than 10,000 attempts before he got the world's first incandescent lamp. And when he got it, even though so many people told him it wasn't possible, he couldn't do it, his strength and resolve of his own determination carried him through, and it was life-changing. What he developed was literally life-changing for the planet. So it just shows you to dream big and push for goals that scare you. Absolutely. I can and I will. Say that to yourself every morning. I can and I will. And those words, when they plant in your brain and get into your subconscious, you will then start believing in them fully. So one of the best things that I like to do for self-development is I call them non-negotiables. The reason why they're non-negotiables is it cements them in as something that become an absolute priority in your day. And you will start them on like a list of the most important, working down, or the hardest down to the least important or the easiest. So exactly for me, one of my non-negotiables is I get up in the morning, 4 a.m. and I go and train. I'm in the gym for 4 a.m. every morning, which is, people are going to say it's crazy, and absolutely, it's certainly not the norm. I know most people won't be up at that time training, but to me, it's like I just love it. I love getting out of the bed in the morning and giving myself something physically challenging straight off the bat. That way, once I've done something physically challenging, the rest of my day has so much clarity. I feel focused, I feel sharp, I feel alert, and I'm ready to tackle everything else that the day throws at me. So then this brought me on to, like, after work, and then invested in time in my own progression with more courses, online learning, networking with you, Joan, Karen, learning experiences from your side, learning from other professionals, just getting more insight, all these pieces of the puzzle, putting them together. And it's like a sponge. It's like absorbing information. Like a sponge absorbs water, I'm there trying to take all this information in that I feel is going to benefit me and people that I want to work with in a certain way. So this is exactly the main focus behind it. Choose to be optimistic. Choose to be positive. You can actually choose. If you have a negative thought in your mind, cast it out straight away with something positive. You have the power to influence your own thoughts, irrespective of what you may be told by other people or listening to the news and the media. Cancel all that noise out. You don't need it. You need to focus on what's going to feed your soul and feed your growth, okay? Which is good, positive energy, positive information. Once you start drilling this into the conscious mind, then it becomes into the subconscious mind, and it just does it basically autonomously, which is one of the main principles in a book I'll tell everyone to read is Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. I preach that book to everybody. I think it's fantastic. The whole mindset approach towards subconscious thinking and how it implements into your life is absolutely massive. And that kind of transfer, for me especially, was life-changing. It really, really was. So absolutely, people should absorb everything that they find useful, anything they're passionate about, really invest time into it. If you want to make a career out of it or you want to chase it for a specific goal, don't let anything stop you. Do it at all costs. Take that lead. Go after it. You only have one life on this planet that we know of. So don't waste it being sad. Don't waste it being upset. be positive, focus on things that are going to feed your growth. That way, nothing can stop you when you have that type of mindset. So conscious self-belief, basically affirmations, talking to yourself, instead of words like, I'll try, I can, I won't, I will. And then one of my favorite ones is impossible. It's literally made up of 2 words. I'm possible. If you split those words apart, I'm possible. That's all you have to say to yourself. I'm possible. I can, I will. And it's powerful. Words are powerful when you use them in the right way. When you use them for constructive measures, they build you, or you can use them for destructive measures and they'll knock you right down. Okay? So let's focus on building constructive, positive relationship with ourselves, work with what we've got and let's build on it. We've got strong foundations. Once we do that, we can build a great house on strong foundations. Absolutely. So what brings me into the next point is on average, we have around 50,000 self-talk thoughts a day. This is what's been calculated. And 80% of those are negative. That's 40,000 negative thoughts every day that subconsciously we have. You wouldn't remember them if you had to write them all down at the end of the day, trying to fill your journal. But this is what's happening. So this is why it's so key to physically implement things, positivity, reaffirmation to yourself, that you are possible. I can, I will, I'm possible. Let's get rid of the 80%. Let's make that 80% positive, 100% positive. Let's feel ourselves like we're a plant that needs a lot of nourishment. So let's grow. Let's take in as much as we possibly can. Let's not listen to what everyone else is worrying about, what the news is saying, what social media is telling you to pay attention to. It's all white noise. We don't need that. They literally don't care about you. That's the harsh reality. The news doesn't care about you. Social media doesn't care about you. You should focus on your own personal development and growth and focus on feeding your soul, your body, your mind with nothing but positivity. That way you're in fertile soil and you'll grow. You will see massive progress in development and it'll transfer. If you aren't the best version of yourself, you can't be in the best version to help your family, your friends, your children. It's such a key aspect here. We need to really, really pay attention to that. So why you must be the strongest in your own mind. And it's because you are responsible for everything you bring to in your life. You must dedicate time to your physical health. So weight training, cardio, walking, sports, yoga. Aim to be stronger. Aim to put your body under some kind of physical stress that aims it to grow. Because one of the main reasons being that having actually strong, mobile, dense muscle tissue on your body is the best for injury prevention. It's one of the best sort of precursors for fighting off disease, best precursor for fighting off diabetes, for obesity, which is the real pandemic we are facing at the minute, is obesity. And it's man-made. Obesity is man-made, unfortunately. We live in a westernized diet and it's just full of crap food. We're so far detached from our ancestral roots and how we should fuel our body by the constant need to snack and eat now, because food is readily available wherever we go. And it's just bad news. So which brings me on to the next one. Investing in your health is also eating nutritious foods. Nutritious foods are, it's a very complex subject, but to break it down simply, minimally processed or not processed at all. So if we're talking fruits, vegetables, we're talking grass-fed meat, we're not talking factory farm meat here, no dairy, nuts, seeds, legumes. We're trying to get back to sort of a Paleolithic, a ketogenic diet, away from refined carbohydrates, sugars. So when people say, oh, well, it's expensive, well, my response to people that say it's expensive, what price do you put on your health? Okay, so, and this is key. This is key. Once people have to start rationalizing, if I'm fueling my body well, I'll maybe be able to perform so much better in other areas of my life. The way that your thought patterns, you're not a brain fog, you'll be able to perform better physically in the gym, perform longer at work, get better results. There's so much transfer here from just being able to nourish the body and fuel it correctly. If you try and fuel a petrol car on diesel, it won't run. Plain and simple, that car will not run. It'll probably splutter a cough and then need to go to the mechanic. Exactly the same with people that end up going to the doctors when they are struggling with metabolic conditions, health conditions, gut conditions, and they get put on tablets. You know, we become, I suppose, customers to the big pharma, and we don't want that. We need to be so far away from that. We need to be focusing on true holistic health, getting our body back to its origins, its ancestral roots is key. So eating good, whole food is something that is an absolute essential that I drive home to everybody I speak to. And yes, there's a cost to it. I'm not going to say there isn't. But as I always mention, what cost do you put on your health? Because I'd rather be happy and healthy with a bit less money in my bank account than have money that I can't spend because I'm too sick to do anything with it, which is one thing that we need to weigh up. And here we go. So one of the last ones, you must challenge your mind in a specific way. So for me, my personal growth being in like the health and fitness coaching, I love reading articles about anything to do with nutrition, anything to do with training, anything to do with recovery, anything to do with sleep, anything that's around health orientation. I love it. I'll sit down, I'll make time to read it, listen to it in the van when I'm driving about, on audio books. This is so key, because if I can deliver a much better package to my clients, then I want to see them succeed. That's what makes me happy. Changing people's lives, bringing them something that they've been searching for on how to improve their health or something they struggle with, and seeing them go through this transition is priceless. So this is why it's so key. If you want to get that managerial position in your job, and you know it's going to have to involve you doing some course or some extracurricular work, do it, because it's not going to land in your lap. If you need to go and gain experience, go and get that experience, okay? Go out there, put yourself out there, and literally take advantage of what's available to you. There's so many free courses online. We've got the internet. The internet's a blessing and a curse at the same time. But you can search for anything on YouTube, self-taught courses for cybersecurity, for how to fix your wiring at home, how to learn to program software. It's literally a free library, and it's at your fingertips. So saying you've not got time or no access to these things is a lie. You just need to prioritize what you want to do. You can waste your time scrolling social media, or you can invest it wisely on learning a new skill or a new piece of information that will help you develop and grow. So that's just a simple way that you can literally start prioritizing your time and find specific knowledge that will benefit you, okay? And here's another one, one of the main quotes that I love to say is, you are the clay and the sculptor. You can create whatever you desire in your mind. That applies to everything. So whether it's your physical shape, whether it's your mental health, whether it's your attitude towards your life in general, you can create anything you desire. You are the sculptor and you are the clay. It takes hammering, takes chiseling, takes molding, but these things will come. And you are so capable. Like, you have this untapped, limitless potential inside each and every one of us. We all have it. And it just takes us to start realizing what we are truly capable of for us to unlock it. So we have to do it. If you want to seriously push your limits and develop, get this attitude in your mind that you are capable. I can, I will, I'm possible. Reaffirmation it to yourself. And why you should appreciate the opportunity to be here now. Scientists have calculated that being born, we're on at least 1 in 400 trillion, maybe even 1 in 400 quadrillion chance of being born. And you won that lottery. You won that lottery to be here today. That's powerful, okay? So just literally sit there and take that into yourself and understand you literally won one of the biggest lotteries in life here, just being here on this planet. So make damn good use of that time. Don't let it go to waste. Don't be sad. Don't let these negative thoughts and self-beliefs hold you back. Chase whatever the hell you want to chase. And if anyone tries to doubt you, our best piece of advice is don't listen to them and cut them out of your life. Get rid of them. Okay? We haven't got time to be held back by anchors. Don't let other people's self-limiting beliefs hold you back. You must focus on your own personal development and growth and chase it, and fantastic things will come your way. Whether that's in a day, a week, a month, or years, irrespective, enjoy the journey. Enjoy that journey, and you will get there. You will get there. So a few key principles that I help to implement that lead to this positive way to see yourself is intermittent fasting. I preach that to everybody. I think it's a fantastic health principle. Surround yourself with positive and driven, supportive people. External influences will do nothing but just help you grow and progress faster. Don't be afraid of challenges and embrace the lessons learned from them. Whether it's positive or negative, gain that experience, get out there. It'll only help you grow and develop quicker. And chase your dreams at all costs. Just do it, because no one else is going to chase them for you. And it's better to live a life saying, I've tried or I'm doing, than I wish. You know, when you're later in life and it's too late to chase something, and then it's just regret. We don't want to face that. So one of the key things as well on top of here that many people may not know is intermittent fasting. So intermittent fasting is a fantastic principle where you eat within a certain time window of the day, and then you will fast for the rest of it until the next following day. So for me, this is essential. What we go through is what our body's got a natural circadian rhythm, it's called. Okay. So when it comes to the body being able to go through a period of eating, we then need time to rest, recover, and grow at the end of the day. Now, studies have shown the health benefits of intermittent fasting. It helps us to regulate blood pressure, reduce blood glucose levels, actively encourage human growth hormone, which is the hormone that encompasses recovery, growth, new tissue repair as we sleep. And there's so much to it that it really is essential that we do it. It's basically bringing us back to our ancestral roots, because when we lived in the past principal times, food wasn't readily available like it is now. There wasn't shops we could go get food from. Where the food was stored or there was famine, literally, we were built to fast. And fasting nowadays helps us to undo so much of the toxicity and damage that modern life has led to us. Now, one of the most common ones that people follow in intermittent fasting is the 16-8, whereby they will eat within an 8-hour window and they will fast for 16 hours. That's the most popularized one. So basically, you'll start your first bit of food, let's say 10 in the morning, and then your last bit of food would be 6 p.m. at night. And then after that, you wouldn't eat. You don't eat any food, you just drink water all the way through. Obviously, while you're sleeping, you're not going to be eating anyway. Through the morning, back up to, let's say, 10 a.m. in the morning again. That isn't restrictive. You can start your window of eating and fasting however suits your lifestyle. I would suggest, however, finish your last meal at least 2.5 hours before you go to bed, just so that you're not interrupting the melatonin response in the body, which is the natural sleep hormone, because it's suppressed if the body's having to digest food right before going to bed. Hence why people with sleep problems tend to find that if they're eating close to bedtime, it causes them quite a lot of issues. So it's just one of the best ways to follow. It is extreme if you're not used to it. So start with like a 12-hour fast and a 12-hour eating window, then gradually drop it down every 2 weeks to a 10-hour eating window and a 14-hour fast, and then to an 8-hour and a 16-hour fast. That's the best way to do it. Just so that I'll feed back to everybody here. Anyone that thinks it isn't possible, there was a study recently done, okay, where a chap went 386 days fasting, no food, 386 days. Yes, he was overweight. He was on a clinical trial to prove it, but what they did is they gave him nothing but water and minerals, liquid vitamins and minerals, no food. 387 days is what he fasted for. So if you've got excess fat in the body, fasting is a fantastic way to tap into what's called ketogenesis, which is our body producing ketones and using fat as energy instead of carbohydrates. I've got a book on it on my LinkedIn page, just a general summary. So if anyone did want to pay attention to it or ask me any further questions, I'm an open book. Everyone's more than happy to do that. But yeah, that's one of the best ways to do it. There is a book on my LinkedIn, and I have pinned it to the top, I think. So it just breaks it down into a bit more detail. But fasting, everybody, is seriously underrated. And the media won't tell you to do it. The big corporations, the sugar companies, they don't want you to do that. They want to keep you basically plugged into the system. Get back to your natural roots, and you'll see your health dramatically improve, certainly. So, anyway, always remember, a plant will not outgrow the pot that it's put in. If I put myself into a certain size pot, my roots will grow to that pot, and then I'll be pot bound, is a term that they call it. So just like any plant that you grow in water, you need to move it to a bigger pot for it to be able to keep growing. This is essential with us. In your environment where you place yourself, who you surround yourself with, expansion comes at us actively seeing when we need it. Just as we move plants to bigger pots to continue growing, we are exactly the same. We continually need this chasing of growth. Absorb that new bit of information, absorb that new bit of physical exertion, whether it's trying to run a mile faster or setting yourself a challenge for grow. Do it. You need this growth. This growth is stimulating. Once you realize that you could do something, you get nothing from it if you then stay where you are. You do not keep growing. You must always chase more and more. And these, even regardless of how small that growth is growth. And it's all here. For me personally, it took me over 10 years to hit my box split. I wanted it for 10 years. It took me over 10 years to get it. But I had this goal and I wanted to achieve it. And now that I've got it, I'm trying to build even further on it. And I love it. I love the journey of seeing these small little goals and challenges and going, I've got that, on to the next one then. And this is it. It's really, really powerful. Really, really powerful. Once you realize you can set these small goals, and once you hit them, that's great. But what's next? Let's keep going for what's next. Always chase this growth. Put yourself in the bigger pot. Become the biggest plant. You can become either this big or you can become limitlessly big, depending on how you position yourself. And it's powerful. It really is powerful. So don't settle for just mediocrity. Settle to excel in everything you do. As I mentioned earlier, the mighty oak hides inside the acorn. So choose to be the mighty oak, okay? Choose to be the mighty oak. That is absolutely key. It's everything you should live by. Choose to be great, regardless of what you see in yourself. Like I used to see myself at school, this small, intimidated, shy, introverted kid. And I've managed to now be able to position myself to speak to people openly about it, to put it out to them that they're not alone. I have been there, I know what it's like. And if I had to choose between being there and being where I am now, I'll choose this position every day of the week. Being able to talk openly, being able to pass on this positive energy, to have impact on people's lives. That's all I'm interested in doing. Being able to influence people and show them that they are truly, truly untapped, limitless potential. And it's key. And we are all possible of it. Regardless of what your position is, we can all attain it and we can all go for it. So, in order to be in the position, we must be the best version of ourselves. You at your best puts you in the strongest position to give the healing effort, time, energy, and assistance to help the others that need you. Family, friends, your children, exactly that. You cannot pour from an empty cup. So being at your best means your cup is full. And when we donate our excess in order to fill others' cups, we can fill our own cup via the healthy non-negotiables mentioned previously. So get those non-negotiables in your life, everybody. Cement them in, whether it's your physical training, whether it's your career development, whether it's spending time with your family and children, whether it's spending time going out and doing something good, doing a good gesture and helping a neighbour that might be elderly or needs help. These are all, if your cup's full, go and give that extra bit to somebody else that needs it. And you can fill up your own cup through your own positive non-negotiables. It's literally like soul food to you. If it makes you feel good, you're topping your cup up at the end of the day. And then when that cup's ready to be poured, give it to people that need it. Fill their cups up, and amazing things can happen when we work together. Amazing things. A bit of energy sharing really, really does influence massively. You can literally help someone have the best day ever by doing something so minor for them. And that feeling that you get for that is genuinely priceless. It's priceless. So absolutely do it. Make sure your cup's full and then give it to other people. So my last summarizing thing that I'll come to is you can achieve anything you set your mind to. Okay. The reason that I got into coaching was I had to establish what coaching meant. And I had to sit down and think, what is a coach to me? Because I've got coaches, I've got mentors, and I tell everybody, get coaches and mentors, because they literally give you so much in life. They're like that fertile compost you get given, and it helps you to grow so much quicker, reach the goal so much quicker. So coaching to me is changing others' attributes, creating happiness. That was what a coach, that's what I aim to do. And it was something that genuinely reaffirmed what a coach meant to me. So I had to write it down. I wrote it down and I read it and I went, yeah, that is it. That's the key. That's the key. So when people ask me why I coach, it's that. I want to be able to have influence and impact on people's lives, you know, because being like I say, the kid that I was, I needed that. I needed that from somebody else. And then I found it, I implemented it, realized my own potential. And I was like, my cup's full. I can now start giving it to the people. And that's what put me in this position. So, and which led me to meet Joan and Karen, and they've had me on here. So I'm truly grateful. And helping others achieve their goals in life is the most fulfilling and satisfying feeling possible. So it's not impossible, it's I am possible. And hopefully that was the last slide. So I hope people have got something from that. And any other questions or anything, obviously they'll have my socials at the end of this chat. But Karen, Joan, thank you very much. Hopefully I've spread a bit of inspiration there for everybody.
That was powerful.
Wow.
Karen?
Tom, you was on fire.
Yeah, I got carried away a bit, didn't I?
You was on fire this morning, you know, and you really bring it home to a lot of us who may be having so much of questions about our lives, which direction to go, self-belief, growth, you know, each and every day, what are we chasing?
Yeah.
What are we chasing each day in our lives? What are we chasing?
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of times we are not prioritizing our lives. You know, we are chasing things that really can't give us that growth that we're looking for. So
Absolutely.
we really need to prioritize what we are chasing and have things written down. It's power in writing.
Yeah, absolutely. Positive affirmation, and it literally cements into the brain.
It's
literally. I think now that technology is a fantastic thing, as I've mentioned, but we are constantly plugged into this system. So we see other people on social media that seem to be living the dream life. You know, why I like this? Why don't I have that? How have they earned this? How have they got that? It's such a toxic environment because it literally surrounds you. And it gets into your mind because you start then self-doubting yourself. But I could pretend to be the world's richest man on social media. It doesn't mean I am. And this is key. People need to realise that. Sometimes it's life through a rose-tinted lens. If it's got no impact to you, don't pay attention to it. Focus literally on what's going to feed your soul and feed your growth. Don't compare yourself to other people. You're your own person. Someone literally in this planet is wishing that they had the position that you have right now. They wish that they were given the hand that you're given. And you might be looking at that hand saying, I can't do anything with it. But someone could take the exact same hand you've been given and go and win. So let's appreciate what we've got. Let's appreciate what we can build on and how to improve. This is massive. It's such a key aspect in life. Let's do away with everything negative and anything that tries to bring us down and just focus on you. You know, you're a part. You truly have unlimited, limitless potential, and to tap into it, first needs you to accept it, and then other people can contribute to it when you surround yourself with the right coaches, the right mentors, the right other people. They can literally just help you get there so much quicker. But if you don't unlock the key yourself, then you will struggle. I think someone's asked how much did that overweight subject lose. It was well over 200 pounds as far as I'm aware. I think it averaged at about 0.7 pounds, between 0.5 and 0.7 pounds a day when they were weighing in. So it was quite drastic. It was a huge weight loss, huge, and it was all just driven down to basically fasting. Now this is extreme. Obviously, we don't expect you guys to go 387 days without any food because unless you're under clinical supervision, you need to pay attention to fasting quite at that level, really intensely. But doing 24-hour fasts or doing the intermittent fasting, as I've spoken, it literally is healing for the body. And it's a fantastic way to balance the body's hormones through cell reproduction, cell development, cell growth, and it will actually just bring back a lot of key health markers that you probably didn't realize were missing, which is why I think it's so key in functional medicine that people do it. It really is one of the best ways to bring yourself back down to your best orientated ancestral self. So yeah, hopefully, I think that answers someone's question that they asked. So
someone is asking that, Tommy is asking, that type of fasting requires a lot of vitamins and minerals to keep the subject alive.
Yeah, it does. So basically, what they did was, so key vitamins and minerals like zinc, magnesium, electrolytes for salt. They have to basically put them on all the essential vitamins that the body needs, because irrespective of not getting it through your food, your body still needs vitamins and minerals for your cell function, for your mitochondria, to be able to go through cell processes that allow our body to not only function, but to live, to grow, to reproduce. So without the vitamins and minerals, obviously you then get into serious health complications. But the reason why he didn't need any food is because his body went into ketogenesis and was using the body's fat store. And fat is the most readily available energy source that is actually the best form of fuel for our body. It's not sugar. Sugar's just become overridden by the westernized diet. Our body is built to function on fat. We were built on fat years and years before sugar was even a thing. So it's key to sort of build that rationale that fat is actually good for us. We need fat in our life. Fat is not only an insulating property material, it's good for us to build healthy hormone function, good for satiety. So fat's in the diet, which is why overweight people, if they can tap into ketogenesis, is actually really good for them. It's not about trying to delve yourself into really, really tight calorie restricted diets where you're not happy. There's so much out there, misinformation in the fitness industry, especially. It's it's muddy water, and it's very hard to get people to, oh, well, I saw someone do this workout on Instagram and said it's good for burning belly fat. And I have to be the coach that says there is no workout on the planet that will burn belly fat. There never has been. There's not a workout that will burn fat from a certain area of the body. It doesn't exist. But implementing the right structure, being consistent with your nutrition, being consistent with your training, being on this consistent small step forward path, you'll see results. You will. And this is the real honest, no BS approach that I love giving to people. I just love seeing people progress, and as people have probably seen, hopefully that they've learned that they are really capable of great things. They can, they will, they are possible. If people can take that mindset from this and go forward, that's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So,
can you show us some exercises that we can implement?
Yes. So, I'll show them here. Hopefully, you can see me. So, this is for, now, as I mentioned earlier, a lot of people tend to have, if they're body conscious and they don't want to get into the gym environment and they'd rather just work out at home, there's one great bit of kit that I tell everybody to get, and these are resistance bands, okay? So resistance bands are just like elastic bands or tubes. You can get them probably in most stores. You can get them online for sure. They come in varying sizes. So thickness, a thicker band is more resistance. Now, hopefully you guys can see me if I get down this way. So the reason why these are so great at home is the versatility. So if you want to do your arms, you stand in the band and we can curl with the resistance band, okay? The beautiful thing being, the wider we set our stance, the more resistance we put on the band. So that makes it harder. So as we start to get stronger, we can start making the exercise harder. If it's too easy, we can double up with the bands. Put 2 on the floor, so we're now curling 2. It becomes far more challenging. Again, if we're leaning forward, we can row with the band, hitting the back muscles, getting that nice tight contraction in the back. They are so versatile, we can use them for every area of the body. So using the light band for isolation of the rear delts and the shoulder, doing banded pull-aparts. You don't need, one of the key principles I like driving home to people is we do not need expensive, fancy equipment. These are fantastic, and they literally are some of the cheapest exercise kit that you can buy. You can have fancy kit and equipment, and yes, you can use it. But getting back to the bare basics of training as to how useful these are. So even for people, so a lot of people get a lot of shoulder injuries. They need rehab on the anterior deltoid here, from the scapula on the back. So we can use the band for rehabilitation. So keeping here, we can do external rotation, taking the band through a range of motion. We can do internal rotation, so keeping tension out wide, and we can just rotate the shoulder in on the scapula around the back. So you probably see it here from the back there. So all I'm doing is just taking the shoulder through rotation. And it's all about investing time into, if you've got that niggle in the shoulder, as harsh as this is going to sound, your doctor will probably tell you to rest it and take antibiotics, which is like putting a band-aid on a bleeding artery. It's literally going to do nothing. We need to invest into strength and resistance training, which is what I offer to people with my coaching, because I've got my app for it, which is Animuscle UK on the app stores. When people are coached by me, I literally give them a full package as to whether they want to train in a gym or train at home. And strength and resistance training is proven. It is scientifically proven to rehabilitate you, to make you stronger, to make you less prone to injury, which is why this whole idea of investing in yourself and your body is going to pay you a dividend. I see people that have led sedentary lives and they're near enough in wheelchairs by the time they're 50. They're 50. And I know people that are in their 50s that are still running triathletes, doing Ironman challenges, in the gym, lifting weights. It's two different worlds. And seeing the energy and the vigor that it gives to people, being physically active and having this energy and this like, so it's like when you're around them, it's like it's infectious. It literally is like an infectious disease of people that have this positive driven energy to better themselves. So doing something so simple as using these at home, you can get in fantastic shape. You can. You do not need fancy kit. You do not need fancy facilities. Something so simple. And they are literally, I don't know, probably $30 in the US for a full pack of different sizes and variations. So again, when people put limiting beliefs and say, I don't have access to stuff, stop putting your own limiting beliefs in front of you. Let's take action. You can do it. You can do it. You literally just need to accept that it's possible. Once you accept that, anything's possible. So yeah, that's what I'd always advocate. People with the resistance bands at home, even in the gym, I use them at the gym as well. Use them for making exercise harder, assisting on exercises I can't do. There's versatility there with them that is just priceless. They are so worth getting. I tell everybody about them. They are, if you don't know how they are, what to use, just get in touch with me and I'll talk you through it. They are fantastic. But hopefully that's giving people some inspiration if they are in a situation at home where, or if they're a bit body conscious and they don't really want to be in a gym environment, they want to sort of build up before they feel ready to get out into that type of place, by all means. That's one of the best ways I tell people to start and to get into it. And there's so many other things as well that I could give to people. But yeah, if that's the case, just reach out to me and let me know. Hopefully it's been helped to people. So
Thank you.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing that we could just use these resistant bands.
yeah, absolutely.
And we could do so much of things with that resistant band.
Yeah, absolutely. There's something so simple that training does not need to be overcomplicated. You don't need to spend hundreds of pounds on fancy kit, fancy equipment. There is literally, you can make small changes that have massive impact.
Right.
Yes.
And this is it. It's like literally putting your finger in the pond and watching the ripples get cast out to the other side. It's exactly the same principle. You know, all you need to do is literally accept that, all right, this is possible with what I've got. Let's make the best of it. And then that's it. You've already started your growth path on that side. And it's just even post-training. There's no drug like once you've been physically active and you feel strong, you feel energetic, you feel like you can take on the world. And you carry that energy forward through your day. And that's what I love about it. That's what it gave to me. And that's why I'm so passionate about telling other people, be physically active, because it literally it's like soul food for the body. So definitely everybody that really wants to always thought about it, do it, because you will never look back. No one ever regretted working out. No one.
True.
Exactly.
That's absolutely, you would never regret. You know, when you get up in the morning and you focus on doing these things, it helps you through the day.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
gives you clarity through the day that you could focus, you could function. It really helps. It really,
Yeah.
really helps us if
And
we
not
just
only,
implement it.
absolutely, and especially in the timing with mental health struggles, we are living through
Yeah.
tough times. And the best way to get rid of some of that built up stress and anxiety is to physically use it. Use it as energy to fuel you. Let your anger, let you something that's upset you fuel that, drive that energy into that workout. Give it focused aggression, focused exertion, and it will literally do you the world of good. World
Yeah.
of good. Stress is the biggest killer on the planet, so you may as well
Absolutely.
use it as fuel.
Don't.
That's the biggest killer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's the biggest killer.
absolutely.
And we are not taking that into consideration these days. That
Exactly.
stress is the biggest killer for us.
Yeah, exactly.
We're
It's
not paying attention to it, and that's the killer.
yeah, 100%. 100%. I tell everybody that the way that stress affects your hormones in the body, the cortisol response, it literally kills your immune system. Literally, it's
Absolutely.
been proven to kill your immune system. Once that stops, your T cells go. That's when you get
Right.
inflammation, chronic damage through
Mm.
cancer, through atherosclerosis, through heart disease, diabetes,
IBS.
IBS.
Yes.
Absolutely. This is why it's so key. That's why I call it non-negotiable.
True.
Absolutely.
True.
Non-negotiable. So
Right.
Absolutely. Totally agree with you.
yeah.
Exactly.
What is your take on raw foods?
So for me personally, I really do enjoy trying to eat as clean back to raw foods as possible. So controversial, yes. One of the biggest things that is controversial, the most nutritionally dense food on the planet is liver. Irrespective of what anyone says, liver is the most nutritionally dense food on the planet for what it contains: vitamin A, for the protein, for the fats, grass-fed liver especially. Now, getting back into more fruits, holistic vegetables, eat as close to the natural sources you possibly can get. If I had to choose between eating a banana or dried banana chips that are sugar, which have just like dehydrated, makes the sugar more rapidly absorbed into the system. It's no satiety, no fiber. Eat the raw option. Okay. Always choose whole fruits, whole vegetables, beans, legumes, nuts, especially good fats. Get organically caught fish, organically sourced meat, and definitely put fat into your diet. Put fat into your diet. That is absolutely essential. I tell that to everybody. Use either coconut oil, extra virgin olive oil, or grass-fed butter. They are three of the most fantastic fats on the planet. Help with the omega-3 profile. Make sure you're getting your essential fatty acids through EPA and DHA, which is from oily fish, or get a good supplement. Either's fine, but obviously it's always more preferable for your food. And literally start looking into even having like blood tests done. If you go and have IV therapy or are curious as to health precursors and markers, go and get your bloods done. See what your cholesterol panel's like. See what your fasting blood glucose level is like. Because fasting blood glucose is a fantastic precursor to having pre-diabetes. If it's saying that you have elevated blood glucose when you've been fasting, it's just showing that you've got basically high insulin in the blood. So we want to wear away from insulin resistance by going to a more ketogenic diet, cutting out refined sugars and refined carbohydrates. These are key, and I wish that this was more talked about when people visit the doctors. But
Yes.
it isn't. It isn't, because you've got to understand, why create cures when you can create customers,
True.
right? You have to understand that. This is the world we live in.
Mhm.
We ain't curing anything while we can make money off it. So
True.
it's got down to the very few of us that actually want to give you that cure. So,
Hmm.
I can give you all the pills in the world, but it's like it's like masking the symptoms and not actually treating the root cause. And once you're on one tablet and you get side effects, they want to give you another tablet.
Absolutely.
That tablet comes with side effects. It's
Mm-hmm.
such a bad way to live. It's so far away from how we used to use herbs and holistic medicine and foods. Food is medicine. Let food be thy medicine. I think it was either Hippocrates or Socrates that said that. And it's literally, there's so much healing around us that we can actually try and absorb in. But we are told by the narrative, by the news, by the media, no, we can take this pill for this. And yeah, look where it's got us. It's got us in probably the worst health crisis we've ever been in for years and years. So it's just crazy. It's just crazy.
It is absolutely true to what you're speaking there.
Yeah.
Because what happens is we are being conditioned, you know. When
Yeah.
they give you the pill, it's just a quick fix. It's not fixing anything.
No.
Your body is deteriorating every single day if you don't take your health into your hands.
Absolutely.
It's very, very important that we start to look at ourselves on a holistic lifestyle. Because if you continue taking the pills, I'm not saying there are some situations you have to take a pill, right?
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
then if you used to take 2 pills and once you could start working on yourself and just take 1, you have done a great job for yourself.
Absolutely. I always say to people, what was around before pills? Plants and food. So how was medicine actually created?
Absolutely.
So it's been here all along. Every illness that's on this planet, the earth has a natural cure for it.
Absolutely.
Because obesity is cured by eating the right foods and exercising.
Okay? Absolutely.
It's not cured through a magic weight loss pill. It's not cured through getting plastic surgery. It literally is cured through using what we naturally have given to us. And there's so much proof behind holistic healing and medicine and the actual benefits it has to us going back to our ancestral roots. Okay? I just think it's literally, and exactly as Terence said there, taking care of ourselves is a non-negotiable. That's exactly right. That's exactly what I preach to people. Making it non-negotiable literally cements to yourself, okay, this is 100%. I'm doing this because it's going to benefit myself. And if I'm benefiting myself, then I'm in the best position to benefit others around me.
Absolutely.
So yeah, definitely make everything that gives you growth and progression. Make it, as I call it, non-negotiable. Literally cement it in there, and it's the best way to set in good plans, good routines, and good habits.
Yeah, that is so true. When we are about to eat, ask yourself the question: is this helping me or is this deteriorating me?
Yeah.
That is what you need to ask yourself when you pick up something to put in your mouth. Ask yourself that question.
Exactly that. And funnily enough, there was someone the other day that spoke to me, and I was talking about the dopamine response with food, and I said it's interesting that when we eat something that's sugary, salt, fatty, and it's got that instant dopamine response, we really relish it at the point, but we regret it after.
Yes.
Okay? Regardless of what anyone says, we regret it after. We think, no, I shouldn't have had that. Whereas we don't get that dopamine response if, let's say, I cooked you some broccoli or a mixed salad, right? There's no dopamine response there. But once I've eaten it, it's then there because I feel like I've literally given my body fuel. I've given it genuine good nutrition and I feel great after. So it's about weighing up. You can either get an instantaneous dopamine response, but then crash after it, or you can build up to it and then it sustains you. And it's a fantastic way to address nutrition with people, to understand the beneficial feeling of, I just gave my body good fuel and now I'm ready to go out and do things, okay? There's so much to nutrition, but just something as simple as that and thinking to yourself, every time you've eaten a good meal in your life, you've never regretted it. You've gone, I feel great. That was good. That was the right choice. Let's make more of the right choice.
Yes.
Yes, that's so true. And also, we should take time to chew our food.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Nice, slow, chew our food, nice, slow digestion, not rush it. That mindful connection when we eat. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a key point, Joan.
Yes. Yeah. Not to rush it. And also, as you rightly said, start our day with intentions.
Yeah.
How are we going to make this day better for ourselves?
Absolutely. That is it.
Be
Ab-
select.
Yeah. It is very important for us to start to check in with ourselves. We're not checking in with ourselves. We just keep go, 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 go. And eventually, you know what happened? Everything break down.
Yeah. Yeah. You
And
can't
when,
live,
yeah,
as you mentioned, you can't live your life in autopilot.
no, you can't. You can't. We just need to pause and check in the way how we are feeling, because it's very important for us to continue living it, because if we don't do that, they're gonna come a time the body's gonna say, well, I'm gonna
Yeah.
shut down now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Exactly. Yeah. You didn't invest in us, so why should we invest back in you? That's what your body's basically saying. You know, it's you are the pilot of it, but if it wants to shut down on its own, it'll shut down if you haven't been looking after it. And then if it's too late, it's too late. So we don't want to
Yeah,
leave it too late. We want to make positive impact right now. We really,
absolutely.
really want to make it now. Intervention is so much better. Prevention is better than the cure. That is
Hmm.
philosophy in life. So let's take that time to really invest in ourselves to be the best version for us, to be the best version, to be the best dad, the best husband, the best wife, the
Yes.
best uncle, the best friend. That's what we need to be. The best colleague at work. Do that.
Wow.
Something so simple. So
Very powerful.
Tom, you're amazing.
Yeah.
I just want to just see people grow and reach their potential. That's it. That's I think that's all I can ask for people to do. Seeing people like achieve things and do things they didn't thought they never could was is like really there's no feeling like it on this planet. So doing
Yeah.
things in service of others, money's great, but changing someone's life is priceless.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
Yes.
I can't we can't agree more with what you just said.
yeah,
Changing someone's life is priceless. It
yeah,
is. It is. Because I could speak for myself and Joan, every day we talk to people. We got clients every day we talk to them, and when they could come back and they could say to you, you know what, you guys really helped me to change my life.
yeah,
It feels really good when someone could say that to you.
yeah. Exactly. You've had a positive impact on someone.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. It is so important, and we could start now. Wherever you are, you could make that start to
Yes.
change your life.
Yeah, yeah. There is never a right time. The time to start is right now. You know, I spent too long waiting for the right time, and hindsight, yeah, I wish I could go back and start 10 times earlier than I did. But at the end of the day, I'm so happy that I started when I did because I'm here now. I'm here talking
Right,
to you guys. So that's what
right.
you've got to rationale. Give yourself a pat on the back every time you reach these
Yes,
small milestones. Celebrate those wins and
That-
successes.
yes,
Love the
yes,
journey. So
yes, yes. That is so important. We need to celebrate our small wins.
yeah,
It's
absolutely.
so important. It is so important for us.
Yeah,
Ah,
I totally agree, Karen. Totally,
yes,
absolutely.
we need to celebrate our small wins.
Yeah.
Tom, you are phenomenal.
Well, thank you for having me on. Honestly, I can't thank you enough. Being able to just share this. Hopefully, it's given somebody something today. That's all I can ask. And if they need to connect with me after or want to, hopefully they'll have the socials and whatever else. I post daily on them and I track my own progress. And on days even when I feel like crap, I love those days too. I openly tell people, So it's end of the day, it's just I'm only human. I'm like everybody else. But I use that to fuel. I use that as fuel so that when I'm feeling on a really good day, I'm like, this is what it's all about. Tracking those small wins and really appreciating the good time. So, but no, this has been fantastic, and thank you guys for having me on, and thank you to everyone that's attended and has commented and been watching and listening. Thank you. You could have been doing something else, but you've been here, so thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely. And to all the viewers, we just want to thank you so much for taking the time and to listen today, because today was so inspiring. There is so much of tools, there's so much information that was being given to you today. And you could take today and be the start of a new life. Take the tools today and start a new life. Start from wherever you are. Just start. Order those bands.
Yeah, get
You
them.
can't you can't get to go to the gym, just order the bands. Let it come to your house. 5 minutes, just do your simple exercises.
Yeah,
Your simple exercises. It's very important for our health.
absolutely.
So thank you guys once again for taking that time to sit with us and to help to make this show a success. We all have busy lives, but we got to find that time to check in. It's very, very important. And to all our Hindu brothers and sisters out there, happy Diwali to you. May the lights continue to shine through all of us and to clear our pathways so we could see exactly where we're going. Joan?
Yeah. Wow. The time went by so quickly. But Tom, you're amazing. You are a true light. And everything you've given us today, we all have whatever small way to start with. What a good time of year to start with this, so we can finish strong in 22 and really move into 23 with great clarity, great power, and that we can live our true best self. So thank you so very much. We will have you back.
Absolutely. Yeah, this was great. Thank you for having me on, and thank you to everyone that's attending. And as you've mentioned, what a way to end the year. Everyone just stay strong, stay committed on your own path. Use this energy to drive you forward and chase progress, and just become that unstoppable train. You know, keep going forward, make progress each and every day, and it'll come back to you tenfold. It really will. It really will. So
Thank you. And thank
fantastic.
you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely, Tom. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Have a wonderful week, everyone. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Have a wonderful week, everybody.
Bye.
See ya.